If you're someone that's just stuck in a bad cycle and you're constantly repeating bad habits and you just feel like that there's no way out and you keep going around in circles, then this video is for you, because it is now your time to actually break free once and for all. If you listen to this whole video, I'm going to guide you through exactly how I did it, so you can also overcome it and not have to keep repeating the same cycle that you're in. The reason that I'm discussing this today is a friend said to me the other day, just like, how are you so disciplined? How do you just get up at 5 a.m. every single day and just attack your vision and just go after your dreams? You do it Monday to Sunday and you don't let a day slip. To me, I was kind of taken a little bit back by it, because I just thought it's kind of normal now, just because I've been doing it for so long. But when he said that, I did stop and I pondered, and I was starting to think for a bit, like, this was the character that I've built now is so far from once who I was. So who I once was 5-6 years ago, I was stuck just partying every weekend, just constantly just living for the weekend, getting drunk, taking drugs. It was just repeat behavior of just bad patterns, bad habits, and I was just stuck in this vicious vortex. It was a vicious cycle. I had hectic brain fog and I just felt like there was no way out, and it just kept going for years. But the reality is I did find a way out, and not only did I find a way out, I found a way to actually start moving towards the man that I wanted to be and the vision that I had for myself. And it's all just taken off since then. And when I look at my past achievements and some of these things, I realized the whole foundation is it actually stems from discipline and those daily actions of when no one is looking. So this is why discipline is so important, because it is literally the very thing that is going to get you to where you want to be. You have a dream or a goal in mind, whatever it is, it's 99.9% achievable. And the only thing that's standing between you and getting there is just doing the work. And it's doing that work on that day-to-day basis of when no one's actually looking. You do it day in and day out, and eventually it compounds, and then eventually you've got your goal and you've achieved it, and then you're on to the next one. You've probably heard it all before. But anyway, let's get a little bit more practical for someone that was like, my past self, stuck in a vicious cycle, and how I could help that person or help you break free once and for all. The first thing I would encourage you to do is take some time to yourself, solitude. If you live by the beach, go to the beach. If you live near the forest, go to the forest, go for a hike. Just find a bit of solitude. Just sit with yourself. And the reason that I say this is because you don't want to really talk to anyone about your issues. Yes, you can talk about your issues, and it's good to have people that are there for you, but this is just you and you only, and you need to get real with yourself, and you need to identify what the fuck is holding you back from actually you achieving your full potential or what you actually want in this life. Because I know for me, I used to beat myself up so much. I got so mad with myself, just constantly repeating the same behaviors. It was addiction, it was bad habits, and I was trapped. And this is what I did, and it may work for you. So I actually took myself to the beach, I remember, and I just felt so lost. I felt so trapped. And I just remember just looking out to the ocean and just thinking there's got to be more to life. And I think I was listening to a Tony Robbins podcast, and he was saying how you can overlook your whole life financially, spiritually, and that type of thing. So I just wrote down on a piece of paper, like spiritually, financially, my relationships, everything. And I just kind of looked at it all, and it was just all shit. Everything was shit. It was nowhere near where I wanted to be. And it was up to me to really identify where I constantly keep screwing up, how to stop screwing up, and how to actually form new habits that are going to get me in the right direction. The truth be told, this is actually extremely simple. And when I figured this out, I was out like that. But the reality is I was actually stuck in the vortex. I was stuck, trapped for 2 years, not having any discipline towards my vision or who I wanted to be, until I realized this. One, your environment's extremely important. The people you surround yourself with is most likely who you're going to become. That is a big thing, and it's an obvious thing. So what that means is if you're stuck in bad cycles, if it was like myself and it was partying and, you know, going out and taking drugs and all that type of rubbish and nonsense, step number one is identifying that you are going to be tempted from your environment no matter what. And right now you are not strong enough to go to these environments without temptation and falling back into that trap. Don't even kid yourself that you can go to these places, not have a drink or take drugs or whatever. Maybe the rare 1 in 1,000 person does that and they have a strong enough willpower. But I'm telling you right now, 99.9% of the time, 9.9% of the time, no one is in that position. So really what you want to understand is understand your environment and then eliminate that environment of what's actually holding you back. And if that means you have to be a loner and you have to spend time alone, which I did, so be it. It's going to be tough for a few months, but you need to understand that it's going to pay off. You're going to start to attract different things in your life, different people, different opportunities. It will all start to shift. And then once it starts to shift, it will compound. And then over time, before you know it, you'll be in a significantly different place compared to where you are now. And it happens quite quickly as well. The biggest advice that I've got for you would be simply, after you've identified locations of what's, you know, holding you with bad habits or keeping you in these bad cycles, once you've identified the locations, then you just simply want to start replacing bad habits for good habits. This is the easiest thing to do, and it is so simple and so overlooked. And once again, it took me 2 years to figure this out, but it's just so easy to understand. Like, for instance, let's just say you're a smoker. You go outside, I don't know, every 2 hours to puff a cigarette, right? That is a habit and it's stuck in place. It's hard wiring. If you just try and stop smoking and you just try and, like, you know, sit at your office desk or you're at home or whatnot, your brain is itching. It's got that behavior, that pattern. It's so hardwired to be outside, to be having that dopamine hit, to be able to relax yourself. What you need to do is just follow that actual habit, but do it in a good way. So when you go outside, maybe you go outside for 5 minutes and you just take a few deep breaths, and, you know, or you just go outside and you start to think of things that you're grateful for. So it's like you're following that same bad habit, but you're flipping it for something that's just so much more positive now. And I know it sounds like a lot more easier said than done. The truth is this is really simple to understand and it is really simple to do. The hardest part to this is the start. Now, the start part is by far the hardest. Getting through the first week, second week, third week of breaking bad habits is the absolute hardest. But when you do get past, I would say probably week 2 or week 3, you already have this sense of self-confidence. You have this sense of self-trust and self-belief that you're already taking yourself, you're carrying yourself to a different place where you actually want to be. If you're anything like me and you knew that you wanted to be so far from where you are right now, you will feel an enormous amount of joy each day. You will feel so happy with yourself compared to me, who was so hard on myself. I was just so, you know, just pissed off at myself for repeating the same behaviors. When you actually start to take action and you get through that first 2 or 3 weeks, you are going to feel so much better about yourself and everything's going to start to get so much easier. Okay? For me, it's been a journey of 5+ years of just natural discipline. I go to the gym every day without even thinking about it. I love the gym. But now I remember when I used to go to the gym, I fucking hated it. You know, doing the 1 hour, 2 hour workout, trying to lift heavy, it was just like exhausting. It was just, I absolutely hated it. I just had such a bad mindset towards it. Yeah, I would much rather be partying or eating junk food or whatever it may be. But I just had to discipline that in until it went from something that I hated to I absolutely loved. Now to this day, I could never picture myself without the gym ever again. Without health. Health is my ultimate foundation. And I just could never picture myself without it. Everything revolves around it. So what I'm saying here is the more that you do something, the easier it becomes. And then before you know it, it's going to be a hardwired habit, just like your old habit was. And then it's going to be so hard to change that habit because now you've actually built a solid brick, a solid foundation, and it's the right brick. It's not fucking bringing you down, taking you to bad places, you know, attracting bad things. You're actually now building these bricks that are going to start to take you towards your vision. It's not all going to be easy and clean and, yeah, super clear at the start. That's not going to happen. It's going to be hard. And the biggest thing that you need to understand here, and it's probably something that we can wrap up with, what someone told me, and it hit the nail on the head. Okay, you're probably sitting there and you're thinking, oh yeah, easy for you to do discipline. You've been doing it for 5 years. I'm stuck. I'm so tempted from doing all these things and I just keep doing it. And yeah, look, I understand how you feel. I once was there as well. I know exactly what it's like. But you need to take this lesson. If you're listening to me right now, this is your one opportunity to actually break free from this for once and for all. Because there is so much motivational, inspirational fucking fluff out there that will just skim right over your head. If you listen to these exact next words I'm going to say, this will be your opportunity that you can break free once and from all. If you stay where you are, nothing is going to change, right? And it's like, do you want to keep doing what you're doing right now? Of course not. So what happens if you stay exactly where you're at and you don't do anything about it? That I want you to just ponder on for a few minutes and just understand, if you keep doing what you're doing right now and nothing changes, what is going to happen in your life? Who are you going to become? What sort of shit are you going to attract in your life? You need to understand that it's going to get ugly if you don't make a break. Discipline will come naturally after you've made the first move. The first few days are going to be tough, but once you start to break these bad habits, you are going to be well on your way to a person that's self-confident. People love to be around. People enjoy your company. You have got this, but you need to understand, if you don't change, literally nothing changes. And what's going to happen if you stay exactly where you're at?